Welcome back to 80 acres once again here on the weekend. So it's actually daytime, right? Otherwise, winter now, every time we get off work, it's pitch black. We are gonna start ripping our pieces for our stairs. So we measured across for our tread. We figured 10 inches is what we need. We double checked with our stair nosing because we have little screws that have to go in. So this is the nosing for the stairs. So that's the top side, that's the side that faces out. So that's only 5/8 of an inch from the edge. So because we're already sitting back with our flooring a little bit, right? So we have like a 1/4 inch of our flooring sticking out. So really our screw, if we only went 10 inch, which cheated it back, we wouldn't have enough. So we just went to 10 1/4. We got it all figured out, marked on our first board, set up the table saw, run this whole pile through. Then in theory, we can start, slap on some more PL Premium. We haven't taken the tape off of these ones yet.
It's kind of falling off already though.
Partially because
the dusty stair boards.
The tape's falling off or the flooring's falling off?
The
tape's falling off, yeah. We just did that to hold it in from tipping away, just till it could set up. And then also, it just made people walk more carefully, not just kick them because it's got yellow tape all over it to scare them.
This edge will have to, well...
Yeah, that one's a little tall. It's going to come over. It'll come over top of it. We have to cut it down a bit. That's easy enough. Just oscillating tool, just rip it off. Nosing. The nosing is going to go on after the trims though. So Todd's going to do the trims down the sides, and then we'll do the nosing in between the trims the whole way up. And that'll be done. So now we go outside. This one is a pain. So we got to go under, over, then slide it in once we get around that notch. So this one we're gonna have to glue the stair and then slide it over top, but not too much glue because we don't want it to make in there. And then it doesn't line up quite right because this is 2 factory edges in here, but just from deviation on this piece, you got like an 1/8 of an inch gap, tight, and then it tapers and tight, so you'd have to taper it all the way and all the way, and that'd be a pain, so probably gonna leave it for now. Could always fill it in with something later. Getting the hang of it. These ones way easier now. So we're just zigzags, lines, basically tons of PL, getting the 2 pieces together ready to go. I sit it down, leave a little edge sticking out so I can get my fingers still to hold it, because if you can hold it kind of curled up, it keeps it interlocked, and then just slide the whole thing back. Look at that. It's flooring on the stairs. Added some notes for everyone. Don't walk on them right now. Right, last bit of flooring going in. I gotta take off for a snowmobile club meeting. So that'll all just be one board width the entire way, just trim down a little bit. And then the plan is here, Tegan's gonna make her way over, and then she'll have to notch around all these. Hopefully it works out not too bad, doesn't have to notch too much. Then we're just gonna do full pieces. Just straight across, not following the pattern. And then in here, it'll come across. And then same thing, I'll have to notch around, and won't be the easiest room, that's for sure. All right, we did it. We even did under the stairs, all done. Under the stairs is all finished. We got underneath all of these, cut around all that. This one was fun. I had to go around both those at the same time. Vents here. That's it. We have a disaster to clean up now. But that is all the flooring completely done. Stairs are done. This room's done. The office upstairs is done. That's it, Tegan. We don't have to do flooring maybe ever again. Or at least in like, hopefully we get like 15, 20 years of this floor would be amazing, but I somehow doubt it. Oh yeah. That's what I need right now. But yeah, so we hit some of our blocking we set up for mirrors. We had a block down there we couldn't figure out. Turns out it was a towel bar one that we don't need now. And the rest of them were all drywall anchors. We had some we found in just random kits of stuff that we got. There were some really nice ones where they're like a self-drilling and then it augers itself in. And those ones are nice and heavy duty. Put those at the top, at the bottom, and then this is the only one I had to use a lighter, more standard duty, because IKEA gives you nothing. Can you guess what we have here? The day has come, so we're getting our blocks ready. So we have round tube we're using for our closets. So this is 1 inch 125, which is actually like 1.0315 or something, some weird overall size. So 1.125" hole is what that means. These are brackets that Tegan got, what was it, Amazon? At work?
No.
At work. So she got these. So this will go like that, is how it all lines up. Like that. Like that somewhere. And then this bracket is going to go with a board behind it too. So this should all make it line up nice. But the big thing is having this the same height as that. Then our shelf will go on top of that. Both the batteries died. 4 more to go. So we're going to switch gears and go work on the laundry chute cable. So these are our parts and pieces. So we made up a couple little stainless steel cables. Then we're going to put washers and screws. But the idea is, like that and like that probably. Something like that. And it needs to be able to fold on itself inside when you close it. So we gotta do some figuring out and then we'll screw them on. All right, Tegan, give us the rundown of how this works and how children won't die now. Wow, boom. Close it up. So we got this handle put in a big heavy duty washer, then we had to adjust the latch, and this was hitting and blah, blah, blah. These on. So basically it's like the tailgate of a truck. These ones swing. These ones don't have to because they're on the inside actually, and it just perfectly closes on itself. So, and it's, I don't know, put it back down again. It worked out to, it's a little bit bigger than a 45. So I think honestly this is pretty damn close to the ones that you can make. Because I was looking, what a lot of times people do is they'll add an extra piece here and then it's at a curve. So when you open this, it slides out from here, and when you close it, slides in. But whatever, we have the option. We can shove it in here, shove it in there, whatever. So you probably wouldn't put like blankets and stuff down here, but like socks and underwear, pants, shirts, anything of that nature will slide down there, no problem.
Yeah.
And it's just a drop too, right? Like it's not sliding, it's not doing any angle, it just goes straight downstairs. Right, let's get some closet bars up. Without killing ourselves or killing each other is the question. This is not easy, so one of us might not survive. That's the top one?
It's the shorter one,
So you're gonna have to put one on one side.
Wait, the thing. It's not heavy.
Okay, go to your side. So put your fingertip on the pipe and stick it against the wall. Go up to your, where you need to go. Go like like a foot closer to the edge. There you go. And put your finger there so you don't stab through the drywall. here. That's what I mean. Next up, Starlink cables. So that's our pipe. Let's keep feeding it. So Tegan's feeding from the top, pulling it down here, and we're gonna feed it across, drill a hole, and stick the dish outside. We will have high-speed internet. Don't mind the sound of the hot water heater vent for the water dripping. There's our hole. So I just got to round it out a bit because I got a 7/16, but I need a 1/2 inch hole. Kind of a goofy plug. It's thinner this way than this way. So I had to kind of make a rectangle hole with a round drill, but we should have lots and lots of cable here. Because how much is left inside?
I don't know. It wasn't tight.
Okay. Because yeah, I kind of went out and then over and up, so now I'll start running it up here. Cold Tegan's cold, nothing new. Now, I got her just up on here, so I'm hoping that we can just make it work with this thing. So I got it mounted this way so I can point up a little better. Spooky. Ah, crap, I should have plugged it in first. Actually, I might be able to do it. This is like the most satisfying thing. So I'm just hoping that in this position, overlooking the pond, it's going to be able to find a satellite somewhere. Come on, baby, you can do it. It's pretty cool how it does that, hey? Come on, please. Please find a satellite. You got such a big open area. Should do it. Well, fun fact. Starlink does not like to be mounted on its side there. It has to be straight up and down, so its sensors are all messed up. So I'm slapping up a 2x12, which I think will be wide enough, and I'm just going to screw it down to that, and it'll be straight up and down, and hopefully it'll be happy. Alright, so Tegan's plugging it in behind the fireplace there. Magical secret spot. And then we will watch it dance again. Come on, baby. You can do it this time. Dance for me. Dance for me, Starlink. Come on. Our 2x12 didn't work because this is like the dumbest width. It's like 14 inches or something. Maybe I gotta open the app. Well, maybe that was it. It just went straight up. All right, yeah, that's up. There might be a satellite there. Well, it tried 2 different satellites, found one that it likes. We did the thing where it scans, it says maybe we can move it a little further from some trees in the house, but yet we're getting like 43 to 44 megabyte per second download and 13 megabyte up, so not gonna complain too much. Tegan's getting Alexa all set up so we can scream at her and ask her questions all the time. We miss her when we come here. We're always yelling at her to like turn the lights on, and she can't because she's not here, or ask her what the weather's like. She can't tell us because she's not here, but now we can yell at her again here. Well, next morning, so it seems like it's working. So we're at 67%. So 60% is where kind of our threshold is that we're hoping for, and then 50 is when all of a sudden it'll kick all the generator and stuff on. So this is telling me right now that our solar is producing enough to run the house, but it's not enough to charge the batteries right now. So I'm not sure why it's not charging it. See, this is interesting to note. So 50.31 volts, 67%. But on my cheat sheet, so 50.3, we should be like over 80%. Oh yeah, getting into the real exciting stuff. Look at that. Wow. Wow. We thought maybe for a second that this wasn't gonna clear. It clears. You just have to not go there. You have to go like that way. All right, next project for the night. We slapped in an Amazon special bidet. Never had one. No idea how it worked. Pretty easy. Slapped it in. So we were test firing it, and I used firing as an example. So we're like, oh, just turn the dial, and it's like, oh, there it goes, and it's just like, wow, and it shoots all the way into the ceiling of the shower. This thing looks painful. Well, with the Starlink hooked up now, got this baby connected, so that's all set up with Wi-Fi. So now I got an app for that, and then I also set up the generator. Unfortunately, the generator, I guess, being in a steel box, being under the deck, being on that side of the house, and the Wi-Fi is on that side of the house, it has connection, but it says it's like 0%. So I don't know if it'll actually work. Judging by the beacon of light over here, I think you guys can guess what time it is. We finally got all the approvals from our insurance company to get the wood boiler lit up. So we've been waiting, well, whatever it was. I think from the time I contacted them and then the broker sent in all the information and all my stuff, it was at least half of a month or something. It was multiple weeks that I've been waiting. So finally today I contacted my broker again and I said, hey, like, any updates on this? And I just get back, oh yeah, here you go. Here's all your paperwork showing that you're good to go and you can get it all, you know, light it up, use it. And so you know that they had it already and they were just sitting on the information, never sent it to me. Number one, what the heck kind of bolt head is that? What the... I'll find something that'll work on that thing. Well, solution number one is it was a 3/8 12-sided, I guess either a socket or wrench. So I got a little wrench, so we'll make that work. Well, the instructions are a little vague. Turned it on, it said need to be cold start. Click cold start, and I think I just light a fire now. I don't know. Okay, so I hit the thing to turn the bypass on. And I thought, okay, what the heck's the red light for? It tells you here. Oh, is it gonna tell you? Come on, focus. Bypass door, there you go. Bypass door is open. Tells you all this technical specs of everything. So that's pretty cool. 75 Fahrenheit, the water, because it's getting heated by the house right now. They tell you to only use paper if you absolutely have to. So what it's doing with this bypass is I can hear the fan going and it is just sucking air down through that square cutout, like the basically where it pulls the ashes down. So I'm just using little offcuts of our trim boards, which is all kiln dried, you know, pine and spruce or whatever, and hit it with the lighter, and it's weird because it's pulling the flames down into it. It almost, you had to light it at the top, because getting my lighter to light was even hard because there's so much wind getting pulled through there. The fan turned off and I went and looked at the little screen and it said that it basically the bypass had been open for too long. So I don't know if I'm supposed to close the bypass once it starts burning, or I thought I left it open the whole time, but I don't know. Figuring it out, but it's like sucking the smoke down and out from there, so it keeps the smoke from going in your face. Well, it was burning well, so I added some more in, but no, it doesn't seem to be doing too much. So, push handle forward, so it almost spring loads that way. Red light starts flashing, open it, crack it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then you hide behind the door. Little blast flap tips down and threw in some wood. Seems to be burning pretty decent so far. I figure I'll burn that for a bit and then I'll add some more. One thing I will note is it almost smells like coolant. So I'm gonna check all my fittings and stuff in the back to don't hear anything dripping, but I don't know what it is. You can see some type of condensation on the pipe up there. Oh, it's so dark. Sort of see it. So in the backside here, pretty much what's happening is this is the fan, and it is just blowing air straight out the chimney, which then is sucking air from the firebox. And then these two dampeners, see this one is wide open, that's pulling air in for the primary burn, and it is as open as it can get, so it's getting maximum airflow. And then the one in the bottom here is closed, because I guess that's once it actually gets hot, and then she starts doing that afterburn. That then will open and close as needed. So I also just added this little guy, just a plug end for, this is the valve to drain the whole tank. So I just threw it in by hand, and I didn't bother putting on any tape or anything to seal it up. Basically it's just so that way if someone's messing around back here, it flips that open, they don't get scalding hot water spraying on them. It'll at least slow down a little bit from that. Well, their smokeless loading, I would say, is smokes less loading, because you definitely still get some smoke, but it is trying to pull most of it down. So I stacked it all up in there. That's how they tell you to do it, just like a stacked pile of wood, and it should burn from the center and collapse in on itself. So we'll shut this down, and we'll come check on it in maybe a half hour or so. All right, the next piece of our puzzle. So upstairs now, I switched the thermostat that is set for running the gas portion of the furnace is still going to maintain 18 Celsius, which is a little cold for indoor, which is what we kind of had it set at. Just make sure nothing freezes, flooring doesn't shift, drywall doesn't move, stuff like that. That all stays the same. However, we turn on the second thermostat that's next to it, which is just for the wood boiler system. Now with that demanding 21 Celsius, it is set to just turn the fan on down here on the furnace. I don't know if you can see in there, but it is screaming at us fan. So, and you can feel the air blowing. So the furnace for gas, because there's no gas burning, right? That's that sight glass. So now this is being controlled by the secondary thermostat to just blow air through this baby, which is our radiator here. So now this is supply and return. So this thing should, once the fire gets warm, should start getting warm. These are definitely warmer than room temperature, like they're warm to touch. But I don't know how long it'll take to get up to temperature this first burn. Well, half hour later, let's go take a look. Definitely lots of smoke. Okay, so half hour later, oh, it's so dark. So we are at 94 Fahrenheit, which is like 34-ish Celsius. Man, this is like the wrong night to be lighting this thing. This is literally the only wind direction that makes this all the wrong direction. Like, it is blowing right in my face, right towards the house. Well, I guess not really towards the house, but close towards the house. So that's a southeast, kind of like a south-southeast wind, which is super rare for us here. But yeah, well, let's take a look. I'm interested to see. Oh, door handle bypass. Okay. Push handle open. Wait 15 seconds. 8, 9, 10, 15. Oh, I heard the propane just kick back on, so she's not producing enough heat yet. Okay, so let's add some air to it. So she is smoke city in there, but she is still burning. So I'm gonna assume it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. But oh yeah, That's what they said in the instructions. You see all the water dripping down? So that means that it's hit the dew point, and it'll do that on the first fire up as it's getting the water hot. Right now it's just condensing like crazy. Oh, that's this thing just roaring now that I opened it up and it's got air in here. Thought I was hearing a train in the distance or something. Well, let's close her up and we'll come back in another hour or so. Completely unrelated to anything, but we were having a heck of a mouse problem in the shed here, so we had set up a bunch of sticky traps and those work pretty good. But we bought this thing, which is some goofy cat face looking deal. Amazon special, 2 little staircases, sits on top of a 5-gallon bucket, and then you put peanut butter or cheese whiz, whatever you want in there, and they come up, they go around, they poof, and then they drop inside the bucket. If you want to set them free, you leave nothing in the bucket, you check on it, you toss them out. If you want them dead, you put water in there. If you want them dead in the winter, you put water with a bit of antifreeze or windshield washer fluid. Actually works really well. The only thing that sucks is you got to deal with wet, dead mice. My little off-grid pro tip for you guys. So these lights are actually really good, sun force. And what I like about them, they work in the winter pretty consistently, super bright, but the solar panel comes with a big long cord. So you can put your solar panel right where the sun is and put your light somewhere totally different. For example, that's one up there, and I ran that wire all the way out there, stuck it through the soffit, and then it faces south right there, so then I can have light inside the building anytime I need. And then I have another one there, so that way when I come up here, this all lights up nice. Now I'm going to take a third one and I'm going to put it over by the house, so when we're coming in and out it'll turn on without needing the house power. And I still have another one there if I need be. Alright, let's theorize. I'm at my truck here. So we got the light on the pole, we got the light over there, so I'll walk that way. Now let's see, the glowing thing is the doorbell. When does this light turn on? I kind of angled it towards the stairs a bit more. I have it set for high sensitivity. Okay, this is not, there we go. So I probably have to aim it up a little bit more yet. Or it needs to charge up a bunch. Probably a little higher yet. Well, we're getting somewhere. It says 19 now. Look at that, even the recycling chute gets some flooring. So that'll make it so it'll slide nice and easy down. Just gotta set up the garbage can here, be ready to go. So we are another hour in. She is still chooching, which I would imagine is still all that condensation that's coming through there. And as I expected, we are expanding and coming out the top now. We're overflowing because that last little bit that we had added in put us too full, so we're just losing a little bit of the water out of the top there. No big deal. Rather have a little extra than not enough. All right, let's do our same old, push her ahead, wait 15 seconds to do some quick math on that. 54 Celsius supposedly. So that means that back here these should be feeling pretty toasty now. Oh yeah, that's got some heat to her now. That is still wide open, so the fan is still blowing. Oh yeah, that's hot. Heat going out, that's hot. Coming back in, less hot but still hot. So that means it's cycling the hot water. Crack the door, wait her 15 seconds. Hopefully she doesn't go kaboom. So apparently it will. She is still burning. Lots of black nastiness in there. throw a couple more logs in. Well, heading home. So I'll come back in the morning and we'll see what's happened. As of when we're leaving right now, it was still calling for heat in the house to warm it up. But the interesting thing is the way we have this set up, the boiler is doing its own thing. It's just gonna try and maintain that temperature that it wants to float at, which is between that, whatever it was, 160 and 180 Fahrenheit. Just when I'm leaving right now, it's sitting at 170 something, which is right in the middle. And it'll just keep, you know, choking itself off or adding more air, whatever it's needed to stay within that range. And then in the house, it's that thermostat kicking on and off, calling for heat, not calling for heat. Theoretically, even once it hits temperature in the house at that thermostat, the house might keep getting warmer, and that's the only thing that we're not sure about, is we might have a problem where the house is getting too hot because that radiator is just going to be sitting there producing heat just naturally through convection, even if the fan isn't running to blow the heat around. So that'll be the next thing to see what happens with that. If it does, we might have to look at putting in some valves or something to, you know, kick it on and off as it goes through that, and a bypass, which is way more work. And with our luck, probably we'll end up needing it. Really hope we don't though. Good morning, everyone. It is about 7 a.m. So we're checking on the boiler, see how she did on her first night. I'm guessing that she's completely out, considering that there's no smoke or anything, don't hear anything. But they did say in the instruction manual that there is a good chance that it's going to die for the first, you know, 1 or 2 startups till it gets a really good coal bed, because when it idles down, it'll like completely shut down, so it's just barely idling. So it actually needs ashes around the coals to insulate them, so in that way when it calls for more heat to get the water hot again, it blows air, gets the coals really hot, lights everything up again, and then you're back into burning. Well, our water is come on, focus, oh my goodness. So we're at 183 Fahrenheit. So that means that we are actually hotter than what it wants to be. So maybe it is just idled down. Let's take a look. Right, so she is hot and she still has about half of her wood in there. So I'll throw some more wood on top. You can see now how that smokeless option's working. She's getting all loaded up with some creosote and whatever, but they say that this is completely normal for it to look like this. They say that it's gonna get some on everything, not much you can do about it other than clean it, you know, once a month or so. So, loaded her all back up there. So yeah, so used about half of the wood in it, and we left here at like whatever it was, 20 after 9 or something. So that even, well, it was around 9 o'clock I think the last time I put wood on. So 9 to 7:30, so less than 12 hours for sure, but seems like she had lots of burn time left in her. So checking everything back here, no leaks, everything's hot. So yeah, now that is completely shut down because it doesn't need to be any hotter. That one's completely shut down because it doesn't need to be any hotter. So this is what they call just idle. So it's completely shut down. It's letting in virtually no air into the system. So it's just barely doing anything. So that's good to know that it is, you know, when it's idling, it's almost no smoke. That was one of Tegan's big concerns, is she absolutely hates when she's driving to work and she goes past like lots of farmers and whatnot, and they have the old style boilers and they're burning like railroad ties and garbage and basically anything that they can get their hands on and throw in there, but you just get this cloud of smoke that just chokes you out. And as you're going past it, you have to hold your breath even in your car or whatever to get through it. And so this is good. There's, I mean, basically no smoke coming out. Right, so that's what we want to see. Wants 21, it has 21, this is 20. These two read just slightly different. Even when you watch it float up and down, this one always switches to the next degree before this one does. So 21, 20, can live with that. So the propane never had to kick on last night, which is fantastic. That's the goal. And now we're just using the boiler. So fingers crossed that this thing's gonna work how we wanted it to, because I mean, it is the best of the best. All right, so this is the last thing I wanted to check here. Was this baby. Solder, I guess. I'm doing that. But yeah, I just wanted to see like how much heat, because like this is hot. Like it's real hot. Like it's real friggin' hot. So essentially these lines are acting like in-floor heat for this part of the house, running to and from there. But yeah, that should mean that our domestic hot water should be nice and hot, not running. And I was just interested to see like how much heat is just radiating off of this. It's really not that bad. It must be just kind of heating up in here and just working its way out through the... It's not too crazy, which is good. I was really hoping it wouldn't be like 60 degrees Celsius right here and absolutely cooking underneath the bed. Who knows? I'm not gonna call it yet, but as of day and night 1, it is, we're gonna assume that it is working correctly. How's that for wording? And we will hope that it continues to operate without issue. So it's now noon, and I checked on this, and yeah, I just tossed in 1 log, but basically didn't burn anything all morning, so that's good, I guess. And this is telling me that it is just sitting idle. So 178, so it's right within our range we want to be. Right, threw in some more wood tonight, but this thing is like loaded up with this creosote stuff. It's nasty. Look at that. So that was all stuck to the that's gross. It's like rubber. So this was stuck to the latch here, and then when I opened it, this actually kind of fell out. It just sort of swings into place. I don't know what that was about, but just leave that right there. Little snakeskin looking thing. All right, so she was doing a heating cycle, so it was sucking its own air through, and right now you can see it's pulling up through there with the I guess the fan pulls it out and keeps the smoke out or something. But yeah, I mean, it seems to hardly take any wood so far. Not very cold outside right now though. All right, another update. So today I didn't add any wood all day, so let's see what we got in here left. So last time I filled it was, I shouldn't say it, I filled it this morning, but I didn't come at lunch and fill it. So I kind of did a what would that be? We're about 11 hours right now that it's been sitting, so see what we have left inside. Oh, and also when I checked on it today, this frickin' this dumb door swinging thing, so the only thing that holds it on is it's got a little, I don't know what you'd call it, a little nub, and it locks in one side, locks in the other side, and it swings, I guess, to help with smoke or explosions, or I don't know. But it keeps gluing itself to the door, because when you close the door, it hits it and it flips up on top of the door, and when you go to pull it out, it just pops it right off with it. And so I just took it off now. So I saw some other people online had them off, and I wasn't sure if that was like just a different year design or they just took it off. I'm thinking this is probably why. Right. Listen to this thing when you open it, how much air sucks through. It's a little bit of air. But yeah, the amount of creosote that builds up on this in in a very short amount of time. This is only a couple days. And this is all nice, dry, seasoned jack pine, so not entirely sure if that's a normal amount or not. And I scraped out a ton of this off the door. This stuff is nasty, and it's almost like crispy. And I'm trying to remember if the inside of that door had paint on it or not, because it almost seems to me like it's some type of a high heat paint that is not working very well, and it's just peeling off or something, because that's what it's coming off like. It's coming off like a layer of paint or something. Well, chore day. We're sending in the old girl to get some service done next week. Gonna get the mechanic to go through her top to bottom, her yearly kind of go through everything, make sure everything's up to snuff, change all the fluids, and there's a few things on the list to work on, like I want him to adjust the parking brake. It's getting a little hard to engage, and there's a couple pins I think that are getting a little sloppy and should be replaced. That's about it. Basically just like a grease and oil type of job. But I might not have it for like 3 weeks or something, so I'm just going to move a whole bunch of bins of firewood. I pushed up the brush pile over there, and I think that's about all I need to do. Maybe we'll load up the logs, maybe for the getting to the guy with the mill. Don't know yet. Did not go as planned. I hit the front hook thing right in the rock or whatever, and I couldn't go any further. So I tried to shake it off the forks up here, but it's too unlevel, and now we got a mess. Tegan's making a kitty cat house. We're gonna get ourselves some of them farm cats. Put them farm cats here on the property, and they'll be our mouse killers. We have like thousands of mice. I don't know, like it's just, there's endless amounts of homes for them. Even as I was moving these totes around, every time I would lift one, there would be mice running out from underneath it. They had nests and stuff underneath them. So, need to kill some of them. Tegan's our little framing carpenter today. He's gonna be the world's most spoiled farm cats. Beautiful day to get some stuff done around here. Figured I'll try and clean up some of the array of firewood and saw logs that we have around here, which have been sitting here since, I mean, last fall, I guess it was, when we cut down all these trees for the solar panels to get put in here. And yeah, they've been just laying here stacked up, neglected. We're getting to that point in the house build now where we're kind of running out of things to do, more or less. Once we have all of our trims and stuff done, then we can get you know, into the process of moving a lot of that stuff into the house that we need to get in. But until the trims are done, we just don't want to put anything in Todd's way and make his life more difficult. More difficult than it already is. I mean, he has been just suffering through trying to get these trims in, getting them to look nice, because they are just, the windows and everything are just so crooked. He's making it work. Just doing our normal, casual tractor rock crawling again today. Zigzagging down to get into the pile because I want to stack it on the backside here, because this is kind of the newest stuff to our pile, but it's kind of tricky getting down here. Alright, see if I can get this big log. Alright, I stopped to grab one more log. I didn't video it. My God, it was heavy. Right there. That one on top. She was a live tree last fall, and she has not dried out, not one bit. So she is heavy. But I just got off the phone with the guy that runs the mill there next town over, and he said that anytime after 4 would work for him to stop by. So So I figure I'll switch gears, start collecting all the big logs, put them all in the pile. We'll go get the truck and trailer, and we'll haul them away to them this afternoon.
I was just gonna put these studs in. This is that wall here, the taller wall. You don't have your keys, do you?
My truck keys?
Yeah, because I need to get in the shed to find that piece of plexiglass scraps that we have. Because on the short wall, I was gonna put on the tall wall, but since this one's gonna be short here.
I don't even know where my keys are. I think they're in. I think they're back at the shop there.
I want to put a little window here so I can look in and see if the
Oh, the
cats are
plexiglass,
there
yeah.
and give them some light.
Yeah. Basically, Tegan's making the cat house out of all kinds of scrap lumber we have lying around.
Which is pressure treated.
Which is treated, as much treated stuff as we can, because I mean it's going to be wet. And we're not going to put siding or anything on it. It'll just be plywood. But putting it here, it's underneath the deck. Won't be raining on it. It's going to have shingles. There's a power outlet there. We're going to run power to them. They'll have some, probably not a light, but they'll have heat and everything. Maybe we'll go really crazy, air condition it. You know, we'll just go wild. And then we put it on this side, so we got all the trees here to block the wind from coming in. It's on the intake side of the generators. We're not gassing them out on the other side, so it should be all fine. Alrighty, big pile of logs, tractor, trailer. So I just hammered some dunnage into these pockets. So true dunnage fits perfect. You just have to beat on it a bit with another board to get them in. Nice and solid. I'm parked at an angle, so hopefully I can put the logs on, they'll roll that side, stack it up, strap it, and go. Load some logs. First failure. So it was so warm today that in the house when I looked at the thermostat it was like 22, 23 because just the sun coming in was keeping everything warm. So I guess this never called for heat pretty much all day, and that's all the wood that was put in this morning. Basically it didn't burn at all, so I got her lit up again with some more kindling, and maybe it would have flamed up eventually, just sitting there long enough with the fan blowing, but that's something to note, that when it's too warm, this thing might not kick on enough because it's too efficient. Tegan wants to pet the dog. So she died last night, now she's too cold. I had it going, it was roaring pretty good when I left, but I guess it just died right after that. So my best theory is that it's not cold enough to be calling for heat often enough right now, even though it's been like minus, 5 or whatever, minus 10 at night, and then kind of going up to like that plus 5 outside during the day. And I guess it's just warm enough with the sun coming in, which is good. The sun comes in, but then it's not kicking on the furnace. So since the furnace doesn't need to heat the water, it's not trying to burn the woods, and the wood's actually going out. So I'm gonna get a bunch more kindling here from our shed and try to get her roaring with that. What a disaster zone, hey? It's just from that windstorm, all the logs we were just dumping here in big piles. This is all the wood we had put here the last couple of years. This tail end here, this is stuff I was just dropping here yesterday with the tractor. But according to my math, if we burnt for 7 months, we would need 14 cords. But like Tegan said, if the boiler is going to be, you know, goofy like this and not stay lit, because essentially our house is too efficient to use a wood boiler, or to use the wood boiler when it's warm, relatively speaking, out, we might not even be able to light it till, like, say, mid-October. I mean, it's mid-November right now, and it's this, you know, nice out. So either I'm gonna have to check on this thing more, because the days that I came and I checked it at lunch, it was fine, but I just left it that one day there yesterday without checking it, just to see what would happen. So I never opened it or anything. So maybe just when I open it to look at it, it's just enough to flare it up again and get it burning. I don't know. I talked to the dealer. He said that this much creosote, he can't really tell. He says it might be paint burning off, like I was thinking. This flap is just optional. It's more for indoors, so you don't get like any smoke coming out. See how there's a bit of smoke here? So I might just leave it off for now. I mean, this one's already bent. Actually, no, I think it's supposed to be like that, but either way, I'll leave it off because it falls off anyway. But she's roaring again, so we'll leave her sit and we'll check her in a bit. So here's a video of this thing actually spinning now. So it goes way slower than I imagined, but I assume it's just like tons of gearing reduction from the motor. Pretty cool. 0.4590 must be degrees of rotation. So I assume this is gonna open right up. Like that one's all the way open. That's for the upper chamber, the main burn. This is the secondary burn. I assume this is gonna go to full air now. Yeah. So an hour later, just added some more wood in, and we're already at our temp that we need to be at. So went up 110 degrees Fahrenheit within an hour. So that's good, I guess. But I mean, yeah, it's super hot now. Like opening it up, you just feel the heat hitting you. I threw a few more logs on, and now that it's burning hot, a lot of that creosote ran off too. So who knows? I don't know. All right, and here we are with the cat house. You can see Tegan's planning on having like 20, maybe 30 cats in here or something. I don't know. It'll be big. I think basically it's like a 2 foot by 2 foot little sleeping area. We even made a little window. We're gonna put plexiglass on it. We're gonna get real fancy. We're gonna put plexiglass on the front and the back, so that way it's got an air buffer in there, so you don't lose too much of the heat. And these cats are gonna be spoiled, Tegan. I was just saying how we're even gonna do like a dual pane window, so they'll be all nice and cozy, comfy in there. Insulating the heck out of it. We're gonna buy Roxol insulation too, the good stuff, because we ran out of offcuts. So the floor is all insulated already, good to go. But yeah, we're just figuring out. We're just gonna scab stuff across to do our two sides, but we still have to figure out some way to get this to open or whatever. Get creative.
Lift off. Like a box lid. Just sits on.
I wonder if we have like some door hinges somewhere and just do like 2 door hinges on there and the whole thing just flips up.
Stick to hold it up.
Yeah, because we'll probably have to clean inside there and pull out kittens maybe, or who knows. Because there's going to be a like a zigzag in here, so we won't be able to get in from the side. This cat house is getting out of hand. Oh, there's lunch just driving in. My mom's bringing us some food today. Yeah, this cat house is kind of getting a little crazy. There's our little prison window for them. And
ceilings, so they have a light bulb for heating or something above them to.
Yeah, so we're gonna run a cord through the little crack there. We'll put on like a heating lamp for them.
This is a little lofted bed.
Oh, we're building a loft now too. 2-story cat house. Oh my goodness. All 2x6, all treated. And the walls, we got 5/8 on the sides because we just had 5/8 lying around that fit. We got 3/8 on the back, 1/2 inch on here. It'll work. It'll work just fine. Oh, look at this. Oh, found a couple hinges, cabinet hinges in the shed. And then this will be, you know, it'll step around, so that way it'll keep most of the heat in for them. Pretty good. Building this thing extra fancy. Put foam along the transition. We got this, sits down inside there. And then now we're gonna put 3 across for insulation, box down. Well, seems like the house is too efficient and the design for the windows to heat up the inside of the house works too well, because the furnace keeps dying because it's not calling for heat, so it's not kicking itself on to flare up, get the flames going again. So gonna have to figure that one out. It's kind of a good problem to have, but not a good problem at the same time. Update on our cat house. So things have gotten out of hand really fast here. So we got our little zigzag tunnel for them. So now they go in, and then they turn, and then they turn. So that way the wind can't blow through. This is removable, just pops up off the top. This is higher, so that way we can get in there for cleaning or whatever. Makes a nice little cat loft for them, so they can really get up high in the heat.
It's like a chest of
Cats. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a, almost looks like a cushion box thing. This thing is like Tegan for scale. It's taller than Tegan is. Makes the generator look small.
End up sleeping on the generator.
Yeah, cats will sleep on the generator anyway. So everyone, basically, we want to get cats that are kind of like farm cats so they can go around, kill mice and stuff. And people think that it's like super inhumane and super cruel and everything because the cats would be outside and they're not in the house, blah, blah, blah. It's like, they're going to be farm cats. We're going to like rescue them from a farm or take them from a farm. And they're going to have this super nice little kitty cat apartment with heat. And it's not like we're not going to feed them and give them water and stuff like that. The biggest thing is I just hate cat litter. I hate cleaning up cat litter. So at least this way, they can go outside in the bush, wherever.
And we have a mouse problem.
We have lots of mice, like a crazy amount of mice. They're actually getting inside the generator right next to us here, and they're in the sheds, and they're trying to get in the house, and they're just, everywhere you turn around, you see a mouse running away. And actually, I didn't even tell you, when I was moving the bins of firewood, every time I would lift one, the mice were all coming running out from it. So, the cats should solve that problem. Well, she burnt all day today, even though it was like +8, but it was cloudy all day, and actually it's raining right now. But look at all the nasty stuff, creosote and everything building up in here. So they gave me a moisture meter, so I'm gonna check some of the logs tonight and see what the moisture content is on these things, because that's a good telltale sign as to how much creosote you're gonna get. This is getting insane. R24 insulation Tegan got for them. Better insulation than we have in our house. I see you licking your lips. I don't have any snacks for you. I just got insulation. You just walked right behind me. Actually scared me there. You're just gonna chill there? Alright. Well, there we have it. Super insulated. Oh, throw a light on for you. Look at that thing. So I had just enough with that one bale, and then we had a little bit of leftover rock salt from doing the 2x8 walls, stuff that we had pulled out and then filled in with spray foam instead. So we made it work. So this was kind of an oversight in our design, is this overlaps here. So our plywood's gonna come up to here, but this won't really overlap our plywood, so to speak. So we're just gonna have to make sure that that's a nice straight cut there. But when you open it, it'll show the insulation there a bit. Welcome back to a early morning here at 80 acres. So what I've been doing lately is I'm getting up at our rental place, because we're not moved in yet. Actually, I just scheduled our final inspection for later this week, which is awesome. But anyway, I leave from the next town over. I'm coming in a half hour early. Come in, check on stuff, do snow and whatever. Check on the wood boiler, add wood to that, and then get to work and start my day. And then after work, get back here, work till 9-ish, sometimes 10, sometimes 8, depending on the project we're working on. And then cycle repeats. Well, that was a little spooky. So, turned her on, or opened the vent, let it crack, opened it, and I guess it's burning hot enough that it looked like it hardly burnt any wood today, unless Tegan had it. Someone's gonna ask her. But it just all of a sudden started shooting flames all the way out, and then it was just rolling flames right up the front of the faceless. It's like hot enough it's actually burning off a bunch of the creosote right now. So we're just gonna leave it. Just close it up like when your oven light's on fire. You just close it, walk away. So running a heating cycle right now in the boiler and all those flames and stuff because it's so hot. So I figured, come down here and check my thermometer, which is kind of conveniently right around all this stuff. 28 degrees Celsius underneath the house here. I think the boiler is working. Well, we got ourselves a couple little buddies. Picked up a couple farm cats from down the road from us. So we got them in the camper here. We're getting the propane heater going. It's only like, whatever, -5 or something right now. So we're gonna get them used to being in the area, because then we're gonna let them out in here in the camper, which is just trashed anyway, so they can at least look out the windows, see where they are, get used to the sights, the sounds, the smells. Super chill cats. Considering a lot of the farm cats I've seen in the past, these guys are like really chill. Really like dry food though. I just gave them some. They're mowing down, so that's good. We're getting them used to like, this is the food, this is a safe spot, we'll get water, we got litter for them. Then once they're good here, then we'll move them over to the cat house we're making. All right, so we're starting at about 0 degrees in here for the kitty cats. Got this heater going. I got that going, one single element halfway. Cracked the window too. Double down on the heat in here. Keep them nice and toasty warm. I don't know if you can hear that, but they are purring up a storm in there. They really, 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 really like the whiskas. The, what's the French side? Meat something or other? Meaty whiskas. They like that. I don't know. There. I gave them a bunch, so I think they're full now, but purring. Right. Took one of the benches apart, added the cushion on top of the little cat. Oh, you can just hear them purring. They're so happy that they're not out in the, like, these are 100% outdoor cats. They've never been inside of a house until, or this is the closest to inside a house they've ever been. But anyway, so they're in here now. Tegan made a little cove for them. I added that on top. Took the plywood piece or whatever that is here, so this is a little kitty blocking door. Actually, I'll probably put that there, and that way they can't jump out as we're coming in and out, not easily at least. Okay, let's let you two run wild. Yeah, well, hang on, I was just gonna let them out. Tegan and her perfect timing. You got a reef on it. Door's really messed up, so look a little more scared. They're scared of you, Tegan. So I was giving them some food through the front, and I gave them a couple handfuls, and they were just purring away. Hi, come on out. Come here. Hi. Hi. Oh yeah. You want food, don't you? Oh yeah. Come on. Listen to them purr.
Yeah.
I was just saying that, like, they're so happy because this is like, they're inside. They've never been inside. This is like the most inside they've ever been.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, yeah. This must be the one that likes the people more. There's one that's like more friendly, and then there's the one, probably that one is one that's a little less friendly. But I think they're either all black or very close to all black. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, food fixes everything.
Food, Mitchell.
I figured I would entice them with a ton of food, so in that way at least they're like happy. And man, are they purring. So we have named the two cats. We have Midnight and Twilight. Midnight is the more black one. Twilight is kind of a little brown to him, or her. Not sure on genders yet. They're just cruising around exploring. Look at that. They even figured out the litter box already. Easy as that. People who can't litter train there. You're digging into your pee. No, you're supposed to hide it. What are you doing? Oh, you're making a hole to go in, and then you're going to bury it. Now that is next level. Oh, they hit it. It was literally just a steaming pile of shit. Oh, that was so funny. Oh my goodness.
Job.
Well, I don't know if they have litter at their farm, but that was smooth. Sweet dreams, Midnight and Twilight. And we are already up to like 10 in here, so don't tell me that being outside in the barn was colder than this. Well, I didn't add wood last night because when I opened it, the whole thing lit on fire. And then with the kittens, I forgot to come and put wood on before I left. So 24 hours is just too long for this. So the water temperature dropped. There was still some coals on the bottom and not enough to produce heat. So I just added some kindling on there. One thing that I've found, the best way to get this thing to absolutely start roaring if it's not burning nicely how you want is close the smoke bypass. You pull it closed, then it, on cold start, as long as it's calling for heat, it'll pull the air just straight through where you want to burn, and then it just flames up. It's almost like a forge then. So then it starts burning really fast. Then once you start getting more smoke, then you crack it open again, then it's kind of 50-50. Half pulls down, half pulls out the top. So whenever that furnace finally died there, we're still 21 inside, so it's still circulating that hot water. It's not as hot, but it's still hot enough to keep it warm. So we didn't have to burn any propane last night, so that's good. Oh, these crazy spoiled kitties. 18 in here now. Give them some more food. They're kind of... They eat like it's their last meal every time because they're not used to having much for food. Alright, update on trims. Working on the closet ones. He's got these all ripped down to size, ready to go. I think he's got every door done, I think, or almost, other than the ones that we need to get hung still. Tegan's working on staining. Look at that. I really like the color we went with. Oh, he's got this one done too. Look at that. He has been moving a lot faster, not doing windows. He said the windows are really, really, really bad. So now he's under the doors. Look at that. Wait. Boom. Oh, so foggy. Well, tinkering with the gas dryer, trying to get the conversion kit put in, and it's really complicated. I was hoping that the place I bought my appliances from, I told them that everything was propane. That was the whole reason we were doing what we were doing, was because it needed to be propane. The stove came with a conversion kit. The dryer did not. They didn't sell me the kit. The kit's like $80. Should have just thrown it in. Didn't sell it. So of course when the HVAC guy was here doing the gas fitting stuff, of course didn't have it, couldn't get it done. So, and they were just kind of like, yeah, no, we're leaving, we're not coming back, good luck. And honestly, I don't want them back anyway, but that's a whole other story. So they, yeah, they're kind of leaving me with it. So I'm gonna see if I can get someone else to come and like actually do the gas part, but I'm gonna start tearing it down at least so they can get at it. And yeah, it's basically you're taking apart the whole thing to get, I think, to that little thing down there. I think I did it. I don't know. Well, from what I can tell, worst case scenario, either lights our clothes on fire or creates a bunch of carbon monoxide. But we got sensors for that, so see what happens. All right, we got her hooked up. So a gas fitter didn't supply me with a 90-degree fitting. That's what's recommended. They just gave me a straight fitting. So just so happens that I found at my dad's some pipe thread dope. So we need that. Got tools. Got her hooked up. Tegan's gonna go down there, flip on the gas. I'll spray it with some soapy water. See if she leaks and get the vent done and test it. Testing with Tegan's hoodie. See what happens. This was our solution for there instead of the periscope thing. I mean, gets warm. Doesn't seem too warm, so to speak, so that's good. All right, so we're worried that someone's gonna bump this and slide on the floor. So we just took a piece of trim that's not good enough for using for trims, and we just screwed it right into the floor on either side there against the feet. So now it cannot slide back at all. So not going anywhere, except maybe forward, but that would be really weird. Oh, we officially used 1 tote of firewood. And that lasted us, I'll have to check, but I want to say it was about 2 weeks. The moon is so bright. It's crazy.